Welcome back, Lovestylers. This is Misty and Andrew again. Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
How are ya?
I'm great.
We are a couple of artists, guys. We're married, and we set up this podcast in our dining room. We like to talk about different topics, and we like to use different mediums in art, whether it's painting, writing scripts, poems, but mostly music and writing songs. So how are you today, Andrew? Tell me about your day real quick.
I trimmed a tree in the front yard.
Yeah.
Pruned it nice.
It looks great.
Thank you. It was tough. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
I'm not young.
Gotta feel it. So yeah, it seems like things get a little bit trickier after 50, doesn't it?
Yeah. It would have been nice for some kid to do it or something. But
well, it'll cost you.
But it was fun. I got to trim it with hand saws, no power tools.
That's pretty impressive, I have to say. He does a great job, and it looks wonderful. We want to keep these trees alive as long as we can.
We brought that one back to life.
I know, it was amazing. We had this tree in the backyard, and I swear it was dying. And Andrew's like, I think I could save it. He cut a piece off, then he cut another piece off, and the tree bloomed, and it's effing gorgeous.
Beautiful. It's the most beautiful tree in the property.
And it's just proof that, miracles exist.
And you got to cut out the bad parts.
Ooh, that's metaphoric, isn't it? Is that a word, metaphoric?
Sure.
Yeah, metaphoric. I think that's a word. So I have just random questions that I like to ask Andrew from time to time, especially on the podcast. He has an interesting mind that really excites me. So that's great and works great in the studio. We just finished our 12th, soon to be 12th release, 12th album, even though only 8 of them got released.
Correct.
Now you can go to blackeyedsoul.com to see all of our albums and get to them easily. But we just rehearsed upstairs, new songs already. We already have like 20 songs to choose from for the next album. This is 90s meets 70s and whatever you want to call it. We call it middle-aged angst, which is now TM'd by Misty Lovestyle, Misty Marcus, and Andrew Marcus of Black Eyed Soul.
So we got a new album that we're just finished. We put out Almost Fiction last year. I think it was 2024.
Yes.
Or is it 2024?
It's 24.
So we've got a new record that we've just finished that's in mastering process right now. That's going to be released either by the end of this year, or we might just do 26. But it's the best thing we've ever recorded. And now we've started writing the next one after that, because we're always writing. So as far as the releases, there's a couple records that we don't have released digitally. Just didn't want to release them digitally. They were older and we felt like it was unnecessary. And we got 2 records that we kind of recorded that we didn't release just because of lineup changes and then style changes. And we just didn't want to release that representation of that music. And
if I may, we even recorded one twice.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting experience to record the same album twice. I don't know if that's common or not, but
it was stupid. I didn't like it. I thought it was dumb, and it was because of dumb members who thought they were rock stars and thought that it was a free studio and just carte blanche, and they were assholes, and I'm glad they're gone.
Yes, and we don't even have to use names. We can just speak through our eyes. We know who we're talking about.
Well, you can tell by the album that wasn't released with them on it.
Yeah, so you'd have to go down a Black Eyed Soul rabbit hole, which we'd love you to do.
And for the record, I'm going to say...
For the record, get it?
The person's not Randy. We love Randy. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, Randy's off the hook.
We love Randy, and it's not Randy.
Yeah, it's not Randy. That's going to be the next name of our album. Just kidding.
And it's not Clark. So
I just thought of a great name for this podcast because I wanted to change it.
To what?
For the record.
For the record.
It's mine now. You cannot have it, public. I like doing that.
What was your first question?
Okay, so we like to talk about music and painting and different types of art that we participate in. If it's your first time here, welcome in, welcome home to the Lovestyle podcast. All we want to do is hug you. All we want to do is sit on the rug with you. And all we want to do is hang with you and expand a little bit. First question.
Okay,
Let's see what
Ralph
I have.
Smart.
What?
I said, okay, Ralph Smart.
No, I'm no Ralph Smart, but I am Misty Smart. What was the name of that Cyndi Lauper flick we watched last night? We're watching a lot of bio flicks lately. Saw the Aussie one. We'll talk about that later. But the one last night was Cyndi Lauper. What was the name of it?
Let the Canary Sing. I think it's something about a canary singing and something.
Let the Canary Sing. It's called. That is right.
It came from something a judge said to her. She won a lawsuit to get out of her contract or get in the clear to make music. So that's title. I think where the title's from. It was good. It was very good.
So after we watched that movie, Let the Canary Sing, about Cyndi Lauper last night, I was thinking, how far do you let your artistic control or integrity rule the roost or not? I know that's a very broad question, but I bet you have an answer for that.
Well, for an example, like they were talking about Girls Don't Want to Have Fun, that it was a guy band that wrote it and originally did it. She did not want to do the song. And then she made it her. She put her artistic spin on it. And I loved, because I love that record, She's So Unusual. That's one of my favorite pop records, actually. And I'm born in 75, so it wasn't like big when I was listening to music. It was a little ahead of my time.
Yeah.
So, but I did love that record. It's really cool record. And where I was going with this, I love that she was saying she wanted to use that snappy snare sound of the time. It sounds like a cool 80s record. That's a timeless 80s record.
Yeah, she was definitely so unusual. Her sticking to her guns about that song and making it from a girl's perspective, even though a man wrote that song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She took it and said, no, I am a girl. And I'm going to tell you it from my side, almost from a perspective of the feminist, which we won't get into politics here. But it got me thinking, how far do you go when you say, is the audience going to like this? Even this podcast here, how should I not worry about that, do you think? Like, this is something I think we all go through.
Well, I think certain people go through it in a certain degree. If you have a financial obligation, you have a business that's giving you money to write a hit song, then, you got to play it tight. You got to go by the semi-rule book. There's a guideline. You need a hook. Obviously, it needs to be a hit. But no one's giving us money to write hits. We're self-employed, self-paid artists. We played a bunch of dueling kazoos. On this last record.
That is not art for art's sake. Believe me, dueling kazoos is serious business.
It was fun as hell. And even when we did on something people can listen to, we did dueling theremin solos.
Oh, yeah.
On
also awesome
flannel shirts and miniskirts on Seasons of Self-Loathing. And we did not because, we got a theremin, we got to use it and we got to use it twice. It was fun.
We do like to include it. I'm not going to lie. I have said, let's try to get the theremin in this one.
There's no theremin on this last record we recorded.
I can't believe it. How did we ever get away with not using a theremin?
That's why you get bands like Wilco that I feel more comfortable talking about.
Okay.
But we don't have to go on down a Wilco rabbit hole, but their fans stayed invested with them. When they eased it in after being there into Summer Teeth, and then they went Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, the fans stayed with them. I doubt they lost any fans. Even when they fired Ken, who I loved, who was like the, country rock John Bonham, and I still stuck with Wilco. And even when they fired Jay Bennett and they changed their style and their lineup, I think they took a risk of we could potentially lose our fans, or I think they felt confident enough in their fans that they're going to stick with us no matter what we make, because we love Wilco. And I love Wilco. I love them. They're no Sunvolt, but I love Wilco. I love Sunvolt more. When you write for yourself and you're true to your art, and you're following your artistic wave and you're tapped in, the fans will follow.
I agree. I wanted to know what you thought because, when you're making money, like you said earlier, for art, you have to consider someone's paying your bills. You got to kind of listen to the boss once in a while. None of us ever want to because they usually don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But let's just say they know more than you about the music business from their end, when their end is we have to bring in money. It doesn't matter what you wear, Cindy. We got to bring in money. Or it doesn't matter how you guys want to do it. We have some say in this. I guess that depends on the percentage of the say.
It all depends. There's a lot of factors in that. Depends on how much money do you want to make. Do you want to live a modest life like we do right now? We live a very modest life. So therefore, we can afford but not afford to be artsy fartsy, and be creative artists and art for art's sake, and not art for art's sake, but art because we love it. I don't make art for art's sake. That's when you make art for consumption. Art's meant to be appreciated. Art's meant to be looked at, listened to, adored, and shared. Art is it's not a commodity. And once you
kind of put a number on it.
Yeah. Once you put a huge
price
value on it, then it no longer becomes art. That's why, you listen to a lot of records out there where they do these big production, expensive records, and it's a commodity. It's a soundtrack. But if you listen to someone who's put a heart and soul, like what comes to mind is that, and I don't know the title, it's that first Pete Yorn record that he had all the hits off of, and he was the needle drop king for a good couple of years with that one record, and I think that's a beautiful artistic record. I think he played most of the instruments on it. And it wasn't a commodity. It stuck out. It was a little lo-fi. It was a little hi-fi. And I think when you get like some of these overproduced pieces of music, it becomes a widget, and it just becomes something that we need to fill space in a movie. It's a space filler.
Yeah, kind of sucks because on our end, we see, of course, you can make money when you make music that you love. At what cost? And again, like you said, how much money do you want to make? How much freedom do you want to have as an artist to go, I'm not doing what you tell me to do? That one dude said it. He said, you're capturing that video you sent me, Andrew, that TikTok the other day. He said, fuck you. He said, you're trying to capture my essence. You asked me to come here and play drums. So don't sit there behind your board and tell me how to play my part. He was talking about the engineer. He goes, I want an engineer who comes in here, walks around the room, feels it out, hears what's coming from where, part of the whole thing with me, in it with me, and lets me be me.
A lot of these bands, they try out songs live and they see the fan reactions.
Yeah.
And I think
we've definitely tried things live.
Yeah. And that's always a good litmus test, to see if they like it. And that kind of steers you in the right direction. At the end of the day, you've got to live with the record. And you've heard me say this before, or maybe not. There's nothing that I'm not proud of that's out there that I've recorded. I remember reading an interview with Rush and they said, why don't you put out a box set? And Rush, the statement was, I forget who said it. They said, if we don't like a song, we don't record it. And it's there. And then you hope that people are going to like it, just like your content, just like the diet stuff you're doing. And now you're changing the format a little. You're not just talking about diet stuff. You're talking about spiritual stuff. You're talking about your life. You're talking about the things that made you want to go on a diet. It made you want to live a clean life and a good life. You're talking about the passions, which, that's what made you want to live healthy. Because you have passions for music, you have passions for the outside, you have passions for painting, passions for writing.
Yeah. I also kind of do want people to like the music. I'm not going to say it's for me Some artists say, well, I don't care if anyone likes it but me. And some artists, just to play devil's advocate here, say the opposite. They say, well, you got to make sure you give the audience what you've always given them, what they're there for. But you bring up so many interesting thoughts about, well, isn't it for us to enjoy together?
Well,
and meet somewhere in the middle.
It's Captain Obvious, your favorite phrase from your favorite person. It's no shit. We want to sell it. We want to make money. We want to make money. We want to buy groceries. Yes, the art is for sale. Go listen to the music, watch the podcast. We're not going to reject your money. So, I mean, I think that's a pretty obvious thing that people seem to forget that, oh, somebody made this art. I would never walk into a artist den and go, oh, can I have this piece of art? It's a desired commodity. So that's the trick. You want to lure somebody in. Cyndi Lauper dressed like that, I imagine, for herself, but she didn't mind the attention it got her. Well,
she was being an artist 24/7. Turns out,
but that's
how she actually is.
But she didn't want to be hideous. I'm sure she did it because she felt it looked cool, and she wanted her tribe to go, yeah, she's cool. I want to hang with that kid. I want to listen to that music. And
she learned to write.
Well, I think
with that piano player, and they clicked like you and me clicked.
Yeah, the art is for sale. That's a given. So why not be true and do a good job?
Yeah. I think of it as time. So how much time went into a painting? Well, I stepped up to it 10 times to finish it, for example, for 30 minutes a piece. That's a lot, adds up. I think of the videos. You mentioned my diet videos. Guys, check out all the playlists for the first, 4 years. Something like that. I started doing them not every week.
You didn't do those videos to make $1 million and retire off those videos. You made those videos for the right reason. When you do the right thing for the right reason, you will make a living. You will do well in life, and the universe and God will protect you. You made those videos, those diet videos, because that diet saved your life.
Yes, I was so passionate about it. I wanted to tell everybody.
And you did it to simply share. The carnivore diet's a stupid title, but it's a great diet. And that's why I think it's like never going to be successful.
Like vegging, don't make veg happen.
Because the carnivore, because you got to call it protein rich or something. And I don't think these carnivore people
get it
because
they don't.
And you did those videos because you wanted to share the information, because the information inspired you.
It's valuable though.
So when
it changed my life.
When you make art, not for art's sake, but you make art out of inspiration.
Yes.
Then you've now made a piece of art.
It's like capturing a moment in time of your excitement on something, or you're passionate in something. Time stacked, even when it comes to music, especially, we talk a lot about time stacking on this channel, because it's moments in time on top of moments in time on top of moments in time, whether it's a painting or song or a video that's been edited, redone.
You mix inspiration, you have passion, which feeds inspiration, and inspiration feeds passion, and then you make a piece of art.
Yeah.
And it's not for art's sake, but it's because you have a passion to do the art and you're inspired to do the art.
For me, it's almost like I have to do it. Do you feel like that?
Because it's a passion. It's inspired. Like you're passionate. Like people are passionate about their animals or their partners.
They're moved to do it.
Or their work. I'm passionate about what I do for a living. And so I'm always inspired to do a good job, even if I don't get treated the best in a scenario, and I'm the one that a lot of work is piling up on. I'm still passionate about what I do, and the passion feeds the inspiration, and it always makes me want to do a good job because I'm passionate about what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Just like we're passionate about painting, and we're, that's why I'll wait on a painting until I get the right color mix. We'll sit there and move dials on an amp for an hour to find the right tone because we're passionate about it. And we want it to be just right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be just right.
Wow, that's interesting. There's a difference too, isn't there?
Yeah, because if you're making a commodity, you're making a widget, it has to be perfect. But if you're making something for consumption, if I'm making if I'm making a dish at a restaurant, it's better be good. It could look like it doesn't have to, it could be plated well, but it's got to taste good. That's what's getting me to the restaurant.
Yes, that's a good example.
If I'm just buying a Lunchable, it's got to be orange and yellow, and I got to be able to identify it and see what it is and read it quickly and eat it. It's different. To sum it up, something you just talked about offline, you said, we're not getting a lot of views. That doesn't matter, because right now we're feeling out, we're learning the software, we're learning the podcast game. You're still learning how to speak into your mic because your volumes are we got to adjust your volumes.
You think I know by now.
I told you, but we're working through the kinks, and we're working through the kinks of what we want this podcast to be. Cause like we're going to do more DIY music stuff in the future as this record gets mastered, and to promote the new record, we're going to do more live stuff, live performing stuff on the channel. So we're gearing up to do more spiritual stuff. The spirituality, we were light on the spirituality today because, we don't want to freak them out. And, and you know what? People will listen or they won't listen. We'll have to work 5 jobs the rest of our life, or the podcast will hit, and,
just buy an album and just help us out, would you?
Sure.
If you want to donate to the channel, you can buy a song and listen to it on Spotify, or you could go on YouTube and listen for free, see what album you like, and then purchase it digitally on Amazon.
Sure.
And that would help out the channel. And then we'll still have hamburgers every night, and we'll get to just do what we do.
When we make $1 million, if we were making $1 million a year, I'd still eat a hamburger.
We're still going to be eating hamburgers.
So
with bacon on it.
It's
and no bun.
No skin off my teeth if you listen or don't listen.
Well,
we'd like you to listen. We'd love you to listen. We'd love you to share the experience. We'd love you to join the tribe. We'd love you to listen to the music, and we'd love you to like the music, and don't listen to the music out of pity. You can love the music.
So to wrap it up today, we appreciate you hanging with us here at Lovestyle, and more fun to come. We're going to mix it up. And I will say, not being an expert is something I'm an expert at. So learning how to speak into this mic is challenging for me. Andrew seems to know how to do it, but I kind of yell into it. So I apologize if I hit the mic hard sometimes. So coming full circle today, we appreciate you coming in to listen to the Lovestyle podcast with us. It feels like you're in the room with us.
Put in the comments who you think is a standout artist. We'll go put our half-assed opinion on them. And
even if it's you,
pretend to be experts. Yeah. Yes, please. If you are a independent artist, send us a link. We will promote the shit out of you. We will pretend to be experts on your art.
Yeah, we'll promote you. So send us your stuff and we'll talk about it.